Good evening, everybody, and welcome back after a hiatus to the second season of the Eurovision podcast, where where we're going to be talking Eurovision. We'll be talking the other minor contest, and we'll be talking random stuff with our hods. So I am Aviera, and with me, of course, is the delightful Lauren.
I like that it took you some time to remember who you were. You were like, I am Aviera?
It was a stylistic choice. I wasn't actually like, who am I, having an existential crisis.
I like to think you did have an existential crisis there. But isn't every episode of the Eurovision podcast just a different existential crisis for both of us? Aviera?
Yes?
Aviera has disappeared into her slumber. Are you with us?
Can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear you now.
You hear me?
Keep talking.
Okay.
Yes. You're good.
Okay.
You're good.
All right, good. I'm glad.
Or were you silenced?
I was silenced. Yeah.
You were silenced.
And you said that just as Lech of Lithuania said the exact same thing. That's perfect timing.
Yes.
You know?
Okay, so Eurovisn't 26 is behind us after a longer than usual period of time. And
yes,
we're looking forward to Eurovision 27. Let's recap the amazing Eurovision year that we've had.
Well, it was a year to remember for sure. I loved a lot of the innovations that we saw this year. For example, we had the wonderful addition of weekly updates on YouTube.
Yeah, that was... Oh, and the amazing edition of the Eurovision podcast, which we all can't live without.
Exactly. Like, I've been physically... I can... As two random
we didn't skip a single week. This happened every week. You're imagining things.
Exactly. As some random twinks from Norway once said, I can breathe without air, but what I can't breathe without is a regularly scheduled episode of the EV podcast. We go 1 week without it, and I just start choking. Like,
I think you're confused. You're talking about twins saying they can breathe without air. I think what you meant to say was a married couple singing about how they can't breathe your tainted air. That participated in the Swedish national selection. I don't know what you're talking about.
That's so true. But yes, we had the start of the EV podcast. We had Eurovision this week, and we had a great edition with a lot of. I fully said Aviera said twinks, not twins.
Did you say twinks or twins?
I said both. I said like twinks, which is a combination. Twinks.
Oh my god, this reminds me of that Everything song, Suffragette, where the line is both who's gonna sit on your fence, who's gonna sit on the fence when I'm gone, and who's gonna sit on your face when I'm gone.
Oh my god, it's that's some classical bathos there, like.
And like, depending on whether you listen on your phone or on your headphones, you're gonna hear it differently.
And it's like an audio version of The Dress.
Kind of, except they did it intentionally.
Wow, well that's a slay. I love everything.
Yeah, no, they're amazing. Oh, and their new material is just fantastic. But that's for a different podcast. It's for the Aviera and NEVR Listen to New Music podcast.
That would be a slay, Well, remember when I listened to an entire album just because of Tredje Chansen? And you had us
write everything.
No, that was Black Peaks.
Black Peaks, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I remembered it.
Like a
Um,
dozen of us listened to this album and made reviews. And
as you should, and you're welcome, because that's the best album ever created. All That Divides by Black Peaks 2018. Fucking phenomenal.
it was an amazing album, to be fair.
It is my favorite album of all time.
I got into everything because you used them as a nevrpart.
I did use them as a nevrpart for Form a Pattern.
Yeah, and you said, "Oh, this is a great band," and I was curious. And then you went to. I remember you were in the UK, and you were telling me this insane plan. You were in Manchester, I believe,
Mm-hmm.
and you were like, "Yeah, I'm going to concert in Birmingham,"
Yes.
and it was some mental idea that involved you going back to Manchester like 3 a.m., right?
I met Ben, who was the Swiss head of delegation at the time, who had just won Eurovision twice.
As you do, you know,
Yes.
just casually.
Before I had even won Eurovision twice, this was EV8. So Luxembourg has no Eurovision wins. Sweden has one.
Dark
and
days.
So I flew to the United Kingdom to see Ben. Well, not to see Ben. Ben had posted on Twitter that he had a spare ticket to see Against the Current, which was insane because Against the Current was one of my like top 5 favorite bands at the time. So it was just incredibly lucky. And I was like, yeah, I'll pack my things. It was at a time where I was very financially stable. Said, yeah, I'll pack my things and just come to England and watch this show with you.
That was in Leeds, right?
In Leeds. So I
And
booked
it was
a place in Manchester.
underground as well, right?
It was underground. Ben fainted 5 minutes into the show, and woke up right before the last song. He made it to the last song or two. But yeah, he missed the whole show. And I was left wondering where he was because there was no reception there. It was underground. And there was like a severe lack of oxygen. I wouldn't be surprised if he wasn't the only one who fainted there.
Instead of like freeze to meet you, he literally fainted to meet you. You know,
he fainted to meet me. Yeah,
yeah.
He was so honored.
What? What a bizarre place to have a concert, like literally under the ground.
It's just where the university has their shows.
Bizarre.
I think it was the University of Leeds, or it had like its own name. One bizarre thing that happened during the show was just like whenever there's a quiet, I guess that's just something that happens in Leeds. Whenever there's quiet for more than like 3 seconds, the crowd just starts chanting Yorkshire, 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 and like, why?
Oh, they are.
Are you here to watch Against the Current? Are you fans of Against the Current, or are you fans of Yorkshire?
Fans of both, but when push comes to shove, they're more fans of Yorkshire than of the band. You know, because Yorkshire is everything. You know, it's the most.
Well, I'm glad it
thing
wasn't
in life.
England.
Yeah, like Yorkshire, let's say regionalism is a lot more blessed than English nationalism on general, you know?
Yes. Well,
But
I
yeah,
guess there's some cursed Yorkshirean history as well.
there
Not
definitely
just national
is.
English.
Oh yeah. But regardless, then you went to Birmingham and you were like you floated the idea to me.
I was staying in Manchester. I came to Leeds. I returned to Manchester and I was like, wait, if I'm already in the UK, I may as well see Everything, who are a Manchester-based band. And apparently they had performed in Manchester on the same day, on the same night that I was seeing the show in Leeds. And I was so bummed out, but I wasn't going to miss them. So I took the coach to Birmingham and I took the coach back.
You told me this idea and I was like, are you mental?
And I was. And I'm so happy
your idea rotated around you being on the streets of Digbeth for a couple of hours after the show, right? Waiting for the bus?
For 4 hours after the show, yeah.
My God, you're lucky that you didn't get some rando came up and licked you or something,
I did run into like a drunk bunch of people who were screaming in the middle of the street.
Do you know what? That happened to me in Birmingham. I got mono from yeah. I was in a park, and I was there for a concert as well, and we were having something to eat, something to drink in the park. A park that's called Pigeon Park because of the super abundance of pigeons there, but it's the cathedral park, really. And I saw this guy who was like amongst the gravestones, and he was just on the floor eyeing this pigeon, and he was just having a stare down with this pigeon, and I was like, okay, this is this is interesting. And he was trying to like hunt the pigeon or something, catch the pigeon, and he was like doing the worm on the floor, trying to like sashay towards the pigeon, sashay away. And anyway,
sashay towards.
Exactly. And then he got up, he just came towards me, and he just snorked me. Like, he just stuck his tongue down my throat. And I was like, what the fuck? And I got mono from that,
Beautiful.
Yeah. So I was worried for you, Lauren. I was looking after you.
Well, I'm glad nothing bad happened to me. I did take the coach back in the middle of the night with some very strange characters. But I was asleep and I was safe and sound.
That is good, because I've had people do weird things on me in coaches, overnight coaches in the UK as well.
So slay.
I literally woke up one time to find the guy sat next to me just touching my eyelid. It was very creepy. Yeah, very, very creepy.
Why is that coach thing?
Is that a coach thing?
Why is that a thing that happens specifically on coaches?
Well, because you get a better crowd on trains. Trains are far superior, let's face it.
Because they're more expensive? Is this classist?
No.
Shame on you.
Shame on you.
Shame on me? What did I do? I wasn't classist at all.
No. I don't have a penny to my name, but I travel on trains because I book in advance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. In fact,
you also have access to special secret trains.
I do, and I taught you that.
You did.
I taught you my skills.
And I still did not take them during my time in the UK.
Yeah, I know. I tried to save you from the coach experience as best as I could. So, shame.
The coach experience wasn't that bad, actually.
Well, you're lucky.
That's enough about English coaches.
Yes, let's go back on to talking about Eurovision 26.
Eurovision 26.
The gorgeous
Eurovision 26
city
will be one of those editions that I look back to so fondly.
Do you know what? There's something about editions that are multiples of 13.
There is. Yeah, I thought of that.
Yeah.
EV13 and EV26 are like top two editions. The top two editions.
They're so good. God, imagine if...
And there's something about grease eating in them as well.
Imagine if the same thing happens in Kala... For Kala 26 that happened with Kala 13. Because Kala 13, all three podium placers ended up in Eurovision.
Going to EV, yeah.
Yeah. If that were to happen to the Kala 26 ones, that would be slayful as well,
Ooh, so who would that be?
It'd be Mila.
Oh, yeah, of course.
And either Kimiko or Le Possédé, because they tied.
Oh, they tied for third, right?
Yeah, I should
Um,
have
well, I'm
done a
assuming.
four-way. I
Well,
should have done a
Nicholson
four-way
have
tiebreak.
they have a very good case to make it to Eurovisn't eventually,
Yes.
though
I hope
maybe
they
not for
make it.
Luxembourg. Eyes emoji.
Well, maybe for
Right, it's
Louisiana in
time. It's
USA
time.
isn't, you know?
Como?
Lauren? Maybe for Louisiana in USA isn't, if it ever happens again.
I'm assuming it will happen sometime. And it looks like we're slowly giving up on the idea of our artists aging at the pace that they were supposed to age. Because we'll get to edition 50 and we'll still want to use our old entries or old acts.
I mean, that's kind of blessed. Like
Was
it
Lek
would
right all along?
Lek was right, you know.
Hey,
It, like Lek
that was way too conclusive. You're supposed to join me in, hey, was Lek right? Possibly?
Lek was right.
Stop.
Registered trademark copyright.
Trademark.
There we go. Yeah.
Live on air, Aviera registers the trademark for Lek being right.
I have the power in my hands,
That
you
is
know?
true.
But what was I going to say? I mean, I would feel sad about my most famous artist just dying in like 10, 15 years or something, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Sarah of Moldova asks, what happens if I suddenly want to bring back Jolene in EV50? And Lek of Lithuania says, I think we all agreed cats are beyond the time because the Meow Meow Nation will not kill cats. That is so true. Cats have 9 lives anyway, you know?
Well, they're
So, yeah.
very short. Like, all of their lives are like 1.5 to 2 years long.
Well,
I'm very glad
cats
to hear that both Jolene and Leo are just 5 years old. That gives me a lot of hope.
The cats of Eevee are magical beings, you know? Like Meow.
They could live until Eurovision 100.
I am more than 5 in case I'm wondering.
Hotspur is more than 5.
That's good to know. Imagine if we actually did have a hot that was like, we never knew.
I am 4. You never asked my age. I am 4.
Lauren. I know
well, not me, but someone theoretically.
I thought you were coming out as like a toddler or something there.
I'll never come out. I'm done coming out, bitch. I am done. I have come out enough.
There's
Anyway,
always something.
Semi-final 1 of Eurovision 26.
So, Lek of Lithuania says, well, we have Adam.
Yes,
that's a good
Adam
point.
is, as far as I know, 0.16 years old. So that's the youngest Todd we have.
Yeah, for always. You know, he did a great, amazing job, given he isn't even like 0.2. You know, he did an amazing job. But yes,
semi-final 1.
EV26.
Semi-final 1.
By the way, I gotta say this. I hope I will be visiting Trenčín soon.
Ooh. Where does the hope stem from?
The hopes, do you know where the hope stems from?
Where does the hope stem from?
This it stems from a Jewish breast.
What?
Kolod balevav penima, you know?
What? Why?
Because the hope, you know, if you don't get it, the cursed Israeli national anthem is called the Hope. Hatikva.
I feel like this podcast is a fever dream. In the middle of nowhere, Aviera just starts reciting the Israeli anthem to me. I'm very scared.
This podcast is a fever dream. to be
It
fair.
is.
But
It's
this
a
is
pipe
nothing.
dream, is what it is.
That is nothing though, because like I remember once I was like we were there until like 4:30 in the morning at this Cuban bar, me and this guy, and we just started belting out anthems. You know, and
I
everybody was
I am
yeah.
I am amazing with the capitals. Ask me any country, I'll know the capital. Ask me any flag, I'll know. I'm good with coins. I'm good with shapes, positions on a map. I'm good with everything. I am terrible with national anthems.
Oh, I know quite a few because I did I did a tier rating of all the national anthems of Europe, you know, and I did it with
That should be a jury. That should be a jury.
that should totally be a jury. Well, come like react if you want to be
Oh
on
my god, we're doing this now.
national anthem jury. It don't have to be now, but yeah. Capital of
Capital
the
Dominican Republic is
yeah,
Santo Domingo.
I believe so.
Santo
Yeah,
Domingo.
but yeah,
Yeah, capital of the Dominican Republic.
I know a lot of anthems. I know a lot of anthems. My favorite anthem is probably the Welsh anthem. It's really fun.
Welsh. Ooh, that's slay.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Shall I sing it?
Yes.
Okay, so it's called Hen Lad Van Hadai, and that means like old land of my forefathers, you know? And it goes something like this. It goes, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
It goes, my hen lad van hadai in hanweli mi glad beirddach yn torion in wogion o fri. E gwrwl ryfelwyr, glad garwyr trama, dros ryddid, collason tai gwad. Glad, glad, play jolly ffim glad, tra mor un fyr, i'r bir hofbai, o byddedd yr heniaeth barhau. There you go.
Slay.
Yes. What was I going to say? It is
National anthems
beautiful.
really depend on the production because, like, you could give like a modern production to any song from 1780, and it could sound fucking terrible, but it could sound amazing. And you have to have your song be able to be modernized like that.
You need to hear the 40,000 people belting out this anthem. It's just incredible. Like, and also it's very atypical for a national anthem. Usually national anthems are all about our power and our might and, you know, oh, we're great, we're the best country ever, you know? But the Welsh national anthem is just about the poets, you know, of the country and the freedom fighters. And then the last line is like, my country, I pledge my life to my country. As long as the sea is your defender, may the old language endure. You know, so it's like a manifestation that Cymraeg, the language, will live on. You know, which is so cool. Yeah. But anyway,
do you know the lyrics of the Slovenian national anthem?
I do not. I have to be.
love them. They're so wholesome.
Yeah, what are they?
They were written in 1844. So an amount of time ago that you would think these would probably be horrible.
Yeah.
But they're very wholesome. It's very short, so I'm just going to read the entire English translation. God's blessing on all nations who long and work for that bright day when our earth's habitations, no war, no strife shall hold its sway, who long to see that all men free no more shall be foes but neighbors be, who long to see that all men free no more shall foes but neighbors be.
That is so sweet.
It's just like, hey, you guys. It's kind of like Hungary 2015. It's kind of like a generic put down your guns and let's just be nice to each other. But it's a national anthem.
It's like the Ein bisschen Frieden of national anthems. You know?
You came up with the more blessed example.
Thank you.
Because Wars for Nothing is very, very much a right-wing entry. It's very much a right-wing Eurovision entry, and Ein bisschen Frieden is it's like center.
Yeah, well, people are going to be confused right now.
I will circle back to this later, but I have a theory about Eurovision entries being somewhere on the political spectrum, where, like, you know, Telemoveš is very, like, a left-wing entry, and, like, A Million Voices is very, very right-wing. But we'll talk about this later. We have more important things to do. Eurovision 26 has just ended, and we've wasted almost half an hour of this podcast not even mentioning it.
We've mentioned it. We've gone off
tried
topic.
to mention it, but we
both have severe ADHD. Like
we both have severe ADHD. So let's try to focus
own it. Yeah. So let's start with the semi-final non-qualifiers, right? And then we'll go up the grand final result.
Yeah.
Until we get to our incredible winner.
Don't tell us who it is yet, because we don't want any spoilers.
Oh,
so anyway,
it was the She Public, of course. You know,
I told you no spoilers. Oh
you're deluding yourself to think it could be anybody else. You know.
Yeah, no, you're right. They had the best song.
They always do. Let's face it.
They always do. This is why they won for the 26th consecutive time.
Precisely. You know, but yes. So let's talk about the NQs. What do we want to say about?
One had Northumbria in last, which I'm still yet to wrap my head around.
I was surprised by that. Yeah, I thought it was sweet. It was a nice.
Sweet. I didn't think it had a chance to qualify, but I definitely didn't think it was going to do this poorly. 14 points in last place.
Like drastically last. Like there's a big margin.
But this was historical because this was the first entry by an admin that failed to qualify to the final, and also the first entry by an admin that came last overall in the competition. So Emma's very proud of herself for this entry, as she should be.
I had to implore Emma to actually vote because she was like, "Oh, could I be the first admin who doesn't vote as well?" And I was like, "Girl, don't even."
She was very determined to be
the
first admin to do something negative, and she has succeeded with flying colors.
I can't wait to see how she incorporates that into her campaign. If she's campaigning for the next edition, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Oh no.
And then, so in 16th, we've had Romania, which was to be expected, but it was unfortunate because it was very sweet from Romania. And like, I would have loved to see that get more love.
I like the fact that Romania is doing a national final. They had some good concepts, you know?
Mm-hmm. Lek from Lithuania says it was a great instrumental, and Sarah says it was a huge improvement from last year. Small steps, which seems like a bit of a contradiction.
Contradiction in terms. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, make small steps by hugely improving.
Yes.
It's like,
and then Kosovo and Hungary. Which one was ahead? Was it Kosovo or Hungary?
It was Hungary that was ahead.
It was Hungary that was ahead.
Yeah.
So yeah, Kosovo is an entry that can be debated in length. I don't think it's a secret to say that its result was pulled down a bit by the controversy about crediting. But that is something that's for us admins to discuss going into the next edition of
Yes.
how to make credits a more uniform thing and what you have to announce and where.
One of the changes for EV27 will be the crediting. And hopefully that will avoid controversies, you know?
Yeah. I think musically Kosovo 26 was a very good entry. I did enjoy it a lot, but I very much understand the side of things that's against the entry for what it represented during the argument.
Another thing in terms of controversies that it includes is the idea of the fourth wall and Eurovisn't in terms of
that is also true.
Encouraging people to not just send themselves and the potential of actually telling people, please don't anymore.
I'll tell you what, I don't have an issue with it if it's one head of delegation in a year. It does worry me, however, that it's a precedent for singers to join Eurovisn't and try to win a singing competition where they represent themselves.
Yeah, we don't
I wouldn't want people to join and see this as like a reality competition where they can compete as like their own song, their own artist.
A major part of EV is the character craft, and you know,
exactly.
It would be a shame if that were lost. Lek of Lithuania says, "I'd love to give more advice to hods that don't sing, given how many people there are willing here to sing for others." And that is true.
I would love to sing for others. I used to do that a lot, and now I just don't anymore.
Oh, girl, you should remember when you won Jack. You won the second Jack off, and part of it was because you said you were gonna send Augustin Soyer to Kyla.
Oh my god, are you gonna hold me to that promise?
Absolutely am.
Okay, yeah. I will. I mean, it will be her like 10th national final participation, I think.
Well, she's always welcome in Luxembourg, you know that. She's got a street named after her in Eschuralzet, you know?
Oh my god, that's so beautiful. I love how the real life national final of Luxembourg is actually being held in Eschuralzet.
Love that too. Oh my god. I wish that they'd used my branding though, instead of
they should have.
Luxembourg
I still
Song
refer
Contest.
to that as Kyla. The Luxembourg Song Contest. I still refer to that as Kyla.
You should. Also, people were reacting to the reveals of the Luxembourgeois artists, the NEVR artists, by being like, "Oh, this looks like a Eurovision artist reveal," and I'm like, "Girl, I am Luxembourg in Eurovision. I give a lot more finesse to my artist reveals. Please don't bring Eurovision down." You know?
Well, you do bring a lot of Luxembourgese entrance.
That is one thing we have in common. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You should have done their graphic design, says
Captain. You should have done their graphic design, yeah.
I mean, yes. I literally. I imagine if I use some of the actual Luxembourgeois people from real life as nevrparts in EV.
You should.
I could do a picture of these two that was much much better, let's say. And I'm not
anyway,
even.
We were talking about the NQs from semifinal 1. Yeah, Kosovo is. Well, it was unfortunate how things turned out, but I'm happy we still have Vasilia with us. And hopefully, we won't only have Vasilia from Kosovo with us.
Let's hope. But yeah, to return to what Lek was saying, there's so many people who can sing for you. People should take advantage of it, definitely. Because unless it's meant to be...
I also think there's a place for instrumental entries. We also had one in the final, right? Only Albion, I think.
Albion was meant to be, and it worked. One thing is like when it feels empty because is a song that is meant to have a vocal, and another is this is an instrument, just like Finland the previous year. That was instrumental,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a sleigh, because it was intended to be.
Yeah.
But a lot of the time, Symphony of the World from Kazakhstan was incredible. Yeah.
It was, yeah.
So if it's meant to be an instrumental, it can be amazing. Otherwise, it feels like something is missing. And we'll see later in this podcast a couple of countries that had vocals that often don't and slayed as a result. You know?
Okay, so
Ocean.
Ocean from Gibraltar says, can I just say how underrated spoken word poetry is here? So I just want to say to that in response that I actually had a spoken word poetry song in MV 20, and it was going to be spoken word. I wrote it as spoken word and I recorded it entirely instrumental-less. But then I did feel like building an instrumental around it, and that one MV, Vanish by the All Knower, that was originally spoken word and entirely without an instrumental. And in MV 27, there is going to be a spoken word song without any instrumental for the first time.
Yeah, I had the vibe that might be the case, They have a certain, ambiance when that's the case.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's true. But we've had some very good spoken word poetry. We've had it from Poland. We had it from Moldova, So it is something that has happened. It deserves a lot of love, for sure. Yeah. But anyway, regressing.
Yes, Hungary came 14th in this semi, which I think is a shame specifically for Hungary's trajectory at the contest, just because they are improving. But I do think we can see a qualification from them soon. This entry wasn't fully prepared yet when it went to Eurovision 26, and next time I do think they'll have enough time to prepare and bring it.
I hope so too, for sure.
13th was Aotearoa.
Yes. Wait, I'm confused by the format of this.
I am too, but I'm ignoring it because I know that Aotearoa definitely got 13th place.
Okay, yeah. Because for anybody who doesn't know, on the wiki it says it's 13th, but it also says it's got less points than the last three that we talked about. But yeah. So thoughts on Aotearoa?
I don't have many. It did scare me quite a bit.
Scare you? It scared you? Is that what you said, Lauren?
What's that?
It scared you, did you?
It scared me a little bit. It was a tiny bit frightening.
Well, low-key same.
It wasn't the most conventional entry. It was quite spoken.
Yes, it was an interesting combination
of it.
Yeah, it was an interesting combination of vocals and spoken for sure.
Yeah. So
then we had the closest.
I'm glad it got its a little bit of appreciation. I wasn't the biggest fan, admittedly, but it diversified a lot, and
exactly.
I'm glad it got appreciated.
Yes, that is
and
so
then
true.
Slovenia was 12th.
Oh yeah, I was super surprised by that.
By the non-qualification?
Yeah, I thought
really
that was
that wasn't a shock for me, admittedly.
I thought that was in. I thought it was a great entry.
Well, the running order seemed to be in its favor, but then the votes kind of swayed towards the first half more than the second half.
Yeah, that is true. We had the 16th and the 17th not qualify, and the 13th and the 14th. It's like
Yeah.
the closer you were towards the end, the worse your chances were.
Which
know?
a similar thing happened in the final as well, but that was more because of the draw. You can tell that from the semi results compared to the final results. That was more because of the draw, just putting heavy hitting songs in the first half.
Yes.
But yeah, a similar pattern happened in the final. Slovenia came off an edition where they were very loved by me. In Eurovision 25, they got Sweden's 8 points. And then this edition, I kind of less understood them. I kind of understood less where they were going with that entry. I still enjoyed it.
I like this. I like both, but I like this better than 25. But
You do?
Yeah. But
Okay, to each their own. This was a very the votes really went everywhere in the semi, which saw some of the 12 favorites out. It was very much a top 12 and then the rest. And then Tunisia in 11th gagged me.
It did?
It did. I could not see a scenario where that doesn't get top 5 in the semi. And that got 11th. Now, I thought this would be the shock non-qualifier of the edition, maybe the shock non-qualifier of the decade. But that was because I didn't know what was going to happen in semifinal 2.
Qualifier of the jury. That's true. Tunisia qualified just about with the jury, but then was 11th with the televote and overall. It was very close. Very, very close.
Okay, in between semifinal 1 and semifinal 2, I want to pause for a second. I have an interval act. Aga just woke up from her sleep at 11:46. And she has a question about Hebrew for you. She has like a riddle for you.
For me?
Yeah.
Or for the audience?
Where I tell her like a phrase or an idiom in Hebrew and she has to guess what that means. So Aga came up with them. Do you want to ask?
What is the road of the hummus?
Yeah, what is the road of the hummus?
The road of the homeless. Is that what you said?
Yes. As in hummus, the food.
Well, I thought you meant homeless as in people without a home.
Yeah, no, not homeless, but hummus.
Hummus is a
road
dish.
of hummus. I know hummus.
Yes.
I make hummus. Like, I make really nice hummus.
Nice.
Yeah, you said today that we need to make
We
some.
need to make some. We live between like 4 hummus places.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Wait, there's hummus places. Like, you can go and you're like, yeah, hummus me up.
That's so funny.
Yes.
That's so funny that's not a concept that they're familiar with outside of Israel.
Like there is hummus with meat, hummus with
full, hummus with beans, hummus with
egg,
hummus with mushrooms.
There's plenty of hummus like variations here too.
Yeah, no, but there's okay. So we live. Oh, do I just? No, I don't reveal our address.
No,
you
on
can
the podcast.
Do not do that, girl. Like something we should have learned.
We live next to hummus and then give out the name of the hummus that's in our building. So I'm not gonna do that.
4 or 5.
There are 4 hummus places. 4 of the okay, so that kind of does give away our address. We live next to a lot of hummus places, but yeah, they just do hummus. I guess they do some other things too, but they're most.
What do they serve with the hummus? Because like,
we just told you
pita.
Like pita. Ah, okay.
Oh yeah, so that's what you're asking.
That's
so what is
strange.
the road of the hummus? It has nothing to do with Haifa.
It's got nothing to do with Haifa then. Okay, so is this? Let's see. The road of hummus. The road of hummus. Like, I'm trying to get fucking Derech HaMelech out of my head because this would be Derech.
So you are so close to knowing what the term is in Hebrew.
Oh, if Derech HaMelech is like the way of the kings, right?
Yes.
Derech hummus is like the Zlub's way, like random's way. The way
Oh,
of
no.
You're making
No,
it
no,
going.
I was just waiting for you to say derech hummus.
Derech hummus.
Yes. Should I give you the answer?
No,
Give me
I
a
will.
hint. Give me a
I
hint.
will. I will give a hint that Aviera will like, but it will frustrate her, inevitably. Things do tend to frustrate you.
Wait, what do you mean things tend to frustrate
The
me,
road
girl?
of hummus is a vast geographical region.
The road of hummus is
It's a vast geographical region.
What is that?
How is that? How is that?
Do you need
How
to
is
tell-
that a road then?
I guess it's like a path. It's a way. It's a road. It's a. It's like a Silk Road, but it's the hummus road.
Can I give the answer?
After Aviera wrecks her brain on this a little more.
Just like, by the way, circle back. What did you mean? I get often frustrated.
You just do.
Like more than the average person.
No. What did you
No.
find?
Foundation.
Oh, you found our foundation.
Yes.
We have very strong foundations.
Oh, we love to hear that. Okay, so the hummus road is like an area where like chickpeas are cultivated or something. As in like the Levant, like the Levant,
No.
like Lebanon,
It's
Israel.
The hummus road is actually intentionally far away from the Levant.
And also, it's not related to hummus at all.
Yeah, it's not very related to hummus.
Pero me cago en la puta madre, entonces. Yeah. Like,
It's cackling. Okay, you can tell her the answer then.
It's
No,
the
that-
road that every what?
tell me, yeah.
Okay. Like we have something that called after army trip, where Israeli go to a big trip after the army, and there is a specific road that most of Israeli people that just finished the army
Oh,
do. So it's called the Hummus Road.
heard about this. I've heard about this somehow. People do the army training and then they go find themselves on the road and go to
Yeah.
Southeast Asia and
You've
shit.
proven that you know what you're talking about when you said find yourself, because everyone says I'm going on my big trip to find myself.
Wow.
Caught, and they're like, now I'm
I have found eternal peace.
yes, and I'm going to be a Cambodian
Monk. Yeah.
monk, and like they like very religious suddenly, or very like hippie, or like very,
They've found the ways of pacifism.
yeah. They
Oh,
most of them like come back and suddenly like wear the same clothes as like Indian people.
Yeah.
And they like all reading the same blue books and all.
So what countries would you say are included in the road of hummus?
I don't know.
You don't know.
There is two different options.
Yeah, there's two different options, which is like the South America one
Yes.
and the Asia one.
Yes.
So the Asia one is usually like
India,
Thailand,
yeah.
Laos. Not usually Laos, but like Nepal.
Then there is Peru.
And then there's Peru, Colombia, Ecuador.
okay. So this is like, as multiple people, including Phoenix of Comedy and Gabriel of Egypt, have mentioned, it's like gap year energy. But imagine instead of a gap between sixth form and uni, it's a gap between bladding people in the army and other shit, you know? Wow.
Oh, we have a map of the world here. So I'm gonna show Aga where's India, Nepal. Oh, Bangladesh is definitely one of them. Myanmar, Thailand, Laos.
By the way, oh my god. When I came back from my doomed trip
Mm-hmm.
that I took like last week, I had like some hours in Lisbon, and I went to this incredible Nepalese place. Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
Delicious food, very cheap, and the place was just like it warmed my heart because it was like a low-key, unintentional temple to multicultural like exchange because there were all these Buddhist statues and shit right next to Christmas tree and like flags of the Portuguese football teams, and it was Sixth form is the last 2 years of secondary education.
Well, our
Sarah.
our system works very differently here.
Yeah, it's
Especially
similar.
because we don't do college. We skip right to mandatory military service.
But anyway, I can't believe you say I'm frustrated.
Oh,
Often.
does it frustrate you that I said that you're frustrated? How
It
surprising.
does. It does. It does frustrate
How
me. I don't think
surprising that it frustrates you.
I don't think it's a fair characterization.
Mm-hmm.
Or that would frustrate anybody.
You're talking, but all I'm hearing is frustration.
Wow. But anyway, let's return to our scheduled programming, I guess, and go for the second semifinal NQs, right?
Tragic.
Second semifinal NQs.
Tragic, mama.
Are shame. It's just shame. It is shame. Wow, this is kind of like the incident. Which incident? Oh, not the incident. Yeah, basically one day Katsper said to me, we're talking about the incident or something like that. And I was racking my brain. I was like, what is the incident? Tell me what the incident is. And they would not tell me. So maybe if I'm frustrated, it's because people intentionally try to frustrate me, Lauren.
Make Aviera upset Visent is only in your head. It's not real.
Make Aviera upset Visent is an ongoing thing.
Anyway, the non-qualifiers of semifinal 2. You've got Ocarina of Time in last place, which is, honestly, it's a bit of a contrast from the second last place, which was Catalonia with Sink or Swim, because Belarus was clearly a lot of work went into it, whereas Catalonia felt a bit bare, and both of them kind of had the exact opposite issues. Like, while I liked both of them for what they brought to the table, Belarus did feel a bit over-encumbering, and Catalonia felt a bit lacking.
Yeah, that's a fair statement. I was surprised that Belarus came last, though. I do not think they deserved it.
I was very surprised.
No. I thought Catalonia might come last because
I thought Catalonia might come last. I thought Belgium might come last.
Belgium, what I loved was the concept was really unusual, and an idea that I hadn't really thought about all what happens to a trade when it goes extinct almost.
Mm-hmm.
It was thought-provoking.
Mm-hmm.
Qatar. Oh my god, we're talking about Catalonia and Belarus, and Kacper of Poland says Qatarus with a cash and a Russian flag.
A cursed Russian flag.
The cursed Russian flag in theme.
I am willing to corroborate Lek from Lithuania on saying that Catalonia was great, and I'm excited for how the HODs videos evolve over time. Catalonia was the first entry, Catalonia 26, was the first entry under the current video system that was submitted without a video at all. It was just audio. Which, while it was unique in that, it also kind of defeated the purpose, because it's obvious from its results that people were missing something. And I'm looking forward to see how Catalonia changes and evolves from that as the editions go by.
Same. Yeah.
And as for
Wow.
Belarus, I was not the biggest fan of it, I admit, but I did think it would find its audience quite extensively, which it did not.
Yeah. I thought this was getting higher for sure.
And then Belgium is one that I did see as doomed to NQ. But I'm glad it got the 40 points that it got. And it's a bit of a promise for what Belgium is capable of. There weren't any bad entries in this semi.
Yeah, this semi was, by the way, this semi
I'm only now
division.
seeing that Belarus was saved from a null point in the jury by Catalonia.
No, by We Ours. Oh
By
wait,
We
no,
Ours.
by Catalonia.
By
Catalonia,
Catalonia.
right. Well, that's ironique.
They 4 points in the jury, all of them from Catalonia.
That's very curious. Yeah. But anyway,
But yeah, with the bottom NQs, the jury and the televote agreed quite heavily. Bulgaria came 14th, which I did kind of hope Bulgaria would be higher, but looking at the overall scope of the semi, it makes sense that that's exactly where they were. It was very well written. It was very enjoyable for me.
yeah, I love Vladko's concepts, Vladko comes up with some really unusual, like very authorial concepts. Like they're not like any other things that you see. You see them and you think, yeah, this is Bulgaria.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
hope Vladko will work with me to make a song. Like I will produce it, no problem.
Yeah,
And
it looks like we're definitely going in a direction where Eurovisn't is decidedly a song contest, which honestly we've managed to stall that for a very long time, but it's clear that that's what people prefer when it comes to, like, you can choose any media you want. People will still vote in a major amount based on the song, but again, going back to Catalonia, this did come 16th, and it wasn't because the song was worthy of coming 16th in the semi.
so what was I going to say?
You have to have a variety of talents in Eurovision. It's clear.
I think a non-song can still do really well if it's presented in a certain way. I don't know. We will see. This is a work in progress, really, Wow.
Yeah.
But yes,
Like from Lithuania says, I feel that when songs become standardized, that the different things will stand out, and I think that's very accurate.
That is very true. Yeah.
Once we all have songs, you're gonna notice the specifics of each entry.
Yeah, you shall. Oh my god.
So now the places 13, 12, and 11 were all ones that their non-qualifications struck us very heavily as a community.
They did, and rightfully so. This was criminal. Absolutely
and particularly
criminal.
Places 11 and 12 I don't think were expected by anyone. But okay, so 13th place was Wiaz. That I wasn't sure if that was qualifying. I did go into this fearing. Wiaz got my 8 points in the semi.
I feared it wouldn't qualify, but I hoped that it would,
Yeah. I loved to see Wiazi used in Eurovisn't. 23 Eurovisn't editions after it was created.
A joy that I have never had with Mona's Energy, except for when I sent it myself.
What I think was, after so many non-existent and non-European countries were voted out of the contest, I think Wiaz kind of had a glow-up that was very necessary to remind us all how important Wiaz is to this contest. I do wish Sibekitans made it to the grand final, because it was worthy of the grand final, It was pretty damn good Wiazi as the sole speaker of Wiazi Alive. It was pretty good Wiazi. And the song was great. It was beautiful, Uralic folk.
Well, what was I going to say? I really enjoyed it, and I was glad to see Wiaz going down a different route than I expected. You know, it was something really refreshing. Deserve better. I hope we'll get Wiazi folk again, you know? Lex says, with no offense to anybody on semi-final 1, semi-final 2 had more level. Tenía más nivel. I would agree.
I would agree as well, and I'm glad
also,
Lex is saying this so that I don't have to be the one to break the news. Semi-final 2 was
I have one regret, and it is that the semis were not divided by me, because I have divided the semis every year since I
don't know if we would have been able to gauge just how good countries would be. I didn't think Egypt, for example, was going to be competitive, and then they came third.
Oh,
I didn't think Monaco had any chance to
this is
qualify, let alone so easily.
This is why I'm good at splitting the things, because prima facie, did I know? No. But by the time that we were doing the split, did I know? Pretty much yes. So, yeah. Basically, the tea is, it was split when I was working so that we could go straight from the opening ceremony to the draw. And I can see the reasons behind that for, you know, the sake of speediness and, you know, having one contained show. But I think the semis could have been balanced a bit more, you know, for sure.
I wouldn't be opposed to, in the future, just drawing them completely randomly, because we don't
That's
always
horrendous
know.
idea. Horrendous idea. 100% opposed. Like, imagine, imagine you get like the 20 best songs and they're all in the same semi. You know, it would be unfair. There's a reason why we balance the semis.
That is a heavy statistical improbability.
Well, meow, but you know, like this is a frustration that we have with the other minor contest all the time. In that there's often a semi-final that is like, wow, I need 13 or 14 of these to go through. And then there's another semi that you think, wow, this is all garb. I would like only 3 of these to go through. We can avoid it.
I would rather the blood be on random.org's hands than on our hands. But I get you.
The blood is not on our hands anyway. The blood is on our algorithm's hands. You know, our method's hands.
Well, the algorithm didn't really work with this one because Poland and Portugal were the top two. Portugal were the top 2 seeds.
Listen to me, girl. Listen to me. Listen to me. I was not involved in the semi-final split, so I could not do my usual splitting methods, which are pretty effective. So yeah. Yeah. Let's see. I mean, there was an idea behind it, but it was based on countries' overall strength. And that does not apply when we have so many hods that are new, taking over countries that have a rotted strength ranking, or people who are coming back and their strength ranking is lower than realistically it is. So by using this system that did not take into account anything other than the strength ranking, you know, it can be avoided. It shall be avoided. Because, yeah, Wiaz was robbed. Portugal was extremely robbed. And Poland, too. The Popo robbery.
Yeah, Portugal was definitely... Portugal may have been my favorite non-qualifier of all time. I do think they were my favorite non-qualifier of all time.
Wow. That is a question to ponder. But it was definitely...
Remember when we asked on one of the EV podcast episodes what was the most underrated entry of all time, and some people were saying like Aviera, and
Yes.
most of the other ones were songs that didn't NQ, and like Pseudociencia is the answer. That was a top 5 entry. I can't believe that NQ'd.
I thought that was like coming easily for Portugal's best result. I do
Mhm.
not understand that at all. It was
And then
rotted.
Poland in 11th was also quite
Yeah.
surprising.
Poland, that was a gorgeous song, beautifully written. I loved the introduction, that was so novel and moving, and I loved this entry. It was my favorite of the semi. It got my du spoir. I cried with this entry, I
Mhm.
I found it beautiful. I never guessed that either of these would NQ. And it's totally rotted. It is rotted,
Mhm.
It is rotted. So most underrated entry. Both of them are a good call out for that because they both deserve the final. Let's see. Lex said, "I think Wales and Poland in the same semi-final could have hurt each other. Both entries have a similar vibe. One was a qualifier in the jury, the other a qualifier in the televote."
I do
That
see that. I do see that.
That is a very fair point. I really liked both entries a lot. A lot, a lot, a lot. So, yeah. But there should have been space for both. Wow. But there we go. Lauren, what do you think about us doing the qualifiers on another day and splitting this over 2 podcasts, the EV26 talk?
Yeah,
So,
sure.
because that way we
Sure.
can fit other stuff in and it leaves something to hopefully. Casper Poland says, "I blame Bomber for my NQ, blocked and reported." Oh. And then Phoenix of Wales of Company says, "Becky can blame herself for the NQ." Oh wow, that is true. It's a double. Wow, they can both blame Phoenix. Catsper can blame Phoenix because similar vibes, similar audiences, and Becky can blame Phoenix because Becky got an NQ, but then performed 2 qualifying songs, and maybe
Yeah.
if she hadn't, then she could have got through as well. So double shame, double blame for Phoenix. But
Definitely.
yeah, that's the way of the world. But yes, what was I gonna say? So yeah, we can do some other stuff and then look forward to talking about the qualifiers
We
next week.
can. A second Eurovision entry has been selected, and we haven't even talked about the first one.
Oh yes.
That other minor contest. So we're
let's
going
talk about-
NEVR.
We're going
this
NEVR,
time.
people. We're through the looking glass. Yeah. Oh, Lex says, wait, before we go to that, let's
Wait.
tell us.
Before we go to that.
Look into
Yeah.
this.
No, I know. The fans of Pseudociencia from the national selection were all in semifinal 1. Well, that's life. Sometimes the semifinal draws are uneven, and it's all random. We had nothing to do with it. The blood is on random.org's hands. I'm just preparing for when we can say it next edition when I pass this law.
Girl, no.
Anyway, so there are
No.
2 entries in that minor contest called the Eurovision Song Contest.
Yes. And they're both slays, I gotta
And
say.
they are both slays. Oh my god, what was the last time that the Eurovision season opened up this well? That the December before the contest, it was already so promising.
Oh wait,
Both of these could very well be in my top 5 in May, and I will not be mad.
I think Czechia is going to be there. France, I'd be surprised, but I think it's going to be high. By the way, I have to interject. Phoenix of Comedy says, is this the week we get the physical fight between me and you?
Why would it be?
Why would it be? Good question. Because I believe he's referring back to the infamous moment when you said that you could beat me in a physical fight.
I could.
Oh, you couldn't, Carl.
I probably could.
You would be flat on your ass.
My only disadvantage against you is that I'm on estrogen, which is it's a psychological advantage.
Well, that's below the belt, literally and figuratively.
It is.
Let's see. Yeah, you're really like, yeah, I'm more trans than you, you know? Like, yeah. But what was I gonna say? Lauren is marginally taller, but I'm a trained fighter.
I'm not marginally taller. I'm like 4 inches taller than you.
4 inches taller than me, Lauren.
How
You're
tall are you?
I'm 5'11".
Oh, you're okay. So I'm 2 inches taller than you, but that's still an important difference.
Well, more important difference is that I have knocked out literally dozens of people, including a situation when it was 2-on-1, and I fought for my life on the streets, Lauren. Literally, you know.
That's very impressive. It's a great backstory. We'll definitely get the audience to be behind you. I will still kick your ass.
You will not. You're just gonna spin around or do some mad shit. You'll be like Knez in a Dio or something, you know? Like
I think Lauren's gonna death drop on your grave. Oh my god, I'm going to do the whole fist fight in like 8-inch heels.
Oh my god, I have asked AI to generate us having a fight.
Mm-hmm.
And here is what it's come up with. This is quite cunty, actually.
Do tell.
There we go. No, it's just an image.
Cunty.
That is cunty. But
it is cunty, but the one that's supposed to be you looks more like me than the other one.
That is true. Well, but anyway, I would win. By the way, this is funny. Phoenix of Comedy says you will be the heel in this fight. Do you know what that means, Lauren?
I don't know what a heel is in this context.
Okay, so in professional wrestling, most wrestlers are divided between faces and heels. And the faces are the good guys, or girls in this case. And the heels are the fucking shit munchers. The villains, you know?
I don't mind being a villain if I'm a villain that wins.
You'll be a villain who loses. Like, I have technique, I have strategy, I have extremely powerful punches.
Okay, so wait.
I remember to
do the actual important AI generation of a fight between us. I'm going to ask ChatGPT. I'm going to insert our statistics, and of course, they will be agreed by both of us, so it's not skewed in any way.
Write a short fictional story about Aviera.
I'm going to tell us to summarize how a fight between these two characters will go. So, fighter number 1 is Lauren from Israel, height 6'1".
0 fight training, you know.
0 fight training, other than Krav Maga lessons in middle school. Volleyball player and football. Hey.
Phoenix has beaten you to the chase. Aviera, a professional girl. Stop it.
Aviera, a professionally trained martial artist, and Lauren wearing 6-inch heels, engage in a tense confrontation in an underground club over a misunderstanding. Despite Lauren's unorthodox style, she proves to be a formidable opponent. In a surprising turn, Lauren executes a spinning kick, temporarily stunning Aviera. However, Aviera regains control, executes a skillful throw, and emerges as the victor. The crowd applauds this display of skill from both women, and a mutual respect forms between Aviera and Lauren as they part ways. I like that we we form respect between the two of us for the first time.
We had no respect for each other until we will fight. Until we fight, we have zero respect.
So
that's what it's
Fighter
saying.
2, Aviera from Ireland, survivor of the Troubles.
Yes.
Not on estrogen.
Girl.
Are you?
Girl.
Pickleball player with martial art history.
I'm not a pickleball player. I'm a paddle tennis player. I do not. I've never picked. If Peter could pick a pickleball, I would not pick Peter. You know? Mm-hmm. Does anybody have WWE 2K when you can make your own fighters? I do not, but I had one of the earliest probably WWE games. When it was back WWF, and it was WWF SmackDown versus Raw, and it was old. But anyway, girl, pickleball. I'm not a pickleball player.
Yes, you are.
I'm not.
What are you then?
I'm a paddle tennis player.
Paddle tennis player.
Yeah, I'm also like I have had street fights, you know, as well as like Aviera. What do you have against pickleball? Number one, stupid name. Number two, it makes a huge amount of noise. Okay, ooh, we've got the answers.
In a showdown between Lauren and Aviera, their diverse backgrounds and skills clashed in a memorable fight. Lauren, towering at 6 foot 1 inch, with a background in volleyball and football, relied on her athleticism and Krav Maga lessons from middle school. Her natural physical prowess was complemented by her experience in self-defense techniques. I don't have experience in such a thing, but okay. On the other hand, Aviera, a survivor of the Troubles from Ireland, brought a blend of martial arts expertise, paddle tennis finesse, and a deep appreciation for Yugoslav culture.
You know, I love that gives me a benefit. You know, not only have I survived
it to the fight.
Not only have I survived a civil war, I have an appreciation for a country torn apart by a civil war. You know,
yes, a lot of civil war in your repertoire.
Yeah,
and a deep appreciation for Yugoslav culture to the fight. Her agility, honed from paddle tennis.
Technically, this fight is a civil war.
Yeah, we made sure to keep it very civil.
Yeah.
Her agility, honed from paddle tennis, combined with her martial arts history, granted her a strategic edge. The fight commenced with Lauren's imposing stature and raw strength attempting to dominate the ring. However, Aviera's agility, coupled with her martial art background, enabled her to evade Lauren's direct attacks. Aviera's adaptability and calculated moves allowed her to find openings, countering with precise strikes and using her opponent's strength against her. Despite Lauren's initial advantage in size and power, Aviera's agility, strategic maneuvers, and experience in martial arts granted her the upper hand. Aviera's ability to exploit her opponent's weaknesses and capitalize on her own strengths ultimately led her to emerging victorious in this intense confrontation. Wait, okay. Phoenix brought another one that says, Lauren is a 7'1" Israeli woman of many mysterious talents from Sweden. I like that I'm both Israeli and from Sweden. Aviera is a 4'3" martial arts queen from Luxembourg. I like that Aviera is just like Aviera reaches my hips.
Oh my god.
Who would win? In this fictional scenario, Aviera's martial arts prowess and training gave her a strategic advantage over Lauren. Despite Lauren's impressive height and mysterious talents, Aviera's skills, honed through years of martial arts training, proved decisive in their confrontation. Aviera emerges as the winner even when she's half my height.
There you go. It's written in the stars and it's written on ChatGPT. Even it's canonical now. Even if I'm tiny, I would still beat you. And I'm not. I'm marginally tiny. I'm marginally smaller than you are in height. You know, I remember the first time that Lauren brought this up was almost 2 years ago now, and it was like, I don't know why you started, but you were like, I could beat you, and it was so random, and I was like, girl, no, you couldn't, and you said, yes, I could. I played volleyball.
I could strike the fuck out of your face.
You were like, I can spike your face like it were a
I can
volleyball.
spike the fuck out of your face.
I wouldn't let you because I have the skill to defend myself, to keep a guard. But anyway, this extremely long diversion, but fun diversion, was from, why did we start talking about this? I forget. But anyway. Oh, because Phoenix...
someone asked if tonight's the fight.
Well, unfortunately, we're a bit geographically distant at the moment.
Yes.
But also, the fight needs to happen.
I wrote a new prompt for ChatGPT, which was, Aviera from Ireland is very bad at everything and always messes up clumsily. Lauren from Israel is amazing at everything and she is a goddess. Describe a fight between them and how decisively Lauren would win. And it responded, I'm sorry, I can't comply with that request. It's inappropriate and disrespectful to compare individuals in such a manner.
Well, exactly. It knows you're lying. That's why. It knows you're lying. Phoenix says that even if I were 1'3", ChatGPT made me win. Oh my god. That would be bizarre. God, imagine if we did have a meeting, like everybody in EV, and I just turned up and I was literally 2 foot or something. That would freak the fuck out of everybody. Reminds me, we had a teacher at uni who was tiny, and what was I going to say? We had a teacher at uni. Are you hearing me, Lauren?
Yeah, I am.
We had a teacher, and we had this teacher who was teaching us about the territories, les territoires d'outre-mer of France, like Guadeloupe, Martinique, Réunion. And the first day that we had her, she turned up. You know, she was like 5 minutes late, and she was this tiny lady. I doubt she was 4 foot. You know, and she had this extremely strong French accent, and she said, "Oh la la, I thought I had a bigger class." And then some fucking goon said, without thinking, I thought we'd have a bigger teacher. Oh my god. And this teacher had a fucking hate for this guy that lasted four whole years, you know? Wow. But yes, there we go. Anyway, we were talking about Eurovision 2023.
I was just going to bring us back to that. Eurovision 2023.
The other minor contest. So we have 2 entries that are good, and that's a rarity because usually at least one of the first entries is
Albania.
What? Girl, don't hate on Albania like that.
I'm sorry, what was the last time Albania chose something like actively good? 2018.
I mean, Theotokos was good.
Theotokos came out, and I was like, I don't recognize this entry. I'm going to wait for the second one.
What, you like diplomatically unrecognized an entry? Like,
no, until it was revamped, it was just bottom 5 material for me. And after it was revamped, it's still like my
the state of Lauren doesn't recognize this as an internationally valid song.
Which is sad because Theotokos is very much a leftist entry. But I just don't like it.
Theotokos is absolutely that girl. You know, it is girl. It is so fucking girl. But Mal obviously is better, you know. But I mean, what was it called? Shy. Before the horrible revamp, I adored Shy. And the day that Shy was
it was just really not a standout in that Festivalia Congress that I did follow. It was one of the weaker ones.
when Shy got changed, I literally wanted to like cry. I just went to bed, you know. But anyway, this year we have two great early entries. We have Slimane with Mon Amour, and we have Aiko with Pedestal.
Yeah, which one do you prefer?
That's a good question. I have to try to
A
be
question that you
objective.
hadn't pondered yet.
I haven't
An
pondered
entire
yet.
day that we have both of these songs and you haven't thought which one you prefer.
But you know why, girl? It's because I've been too busy working on KLE, you know? Because it's coming soon, you know?
How soon?
And very, very soon. I need to poll people to decide when to drop the songs. It could be Friday, maybe. It could be Saturday, could be Sunday, could be Monday at the latest. Depending on when
Ooh,
people could turn up.
Kacper of Poland said poll time, Mon Amour or Pedestal. And we have 6 votes for Pedestal and no votes for Mon Amour, which is surprising to me.
Wow, you say that and Lek was the combo breaker.
Yeah,
But
so no, it's 7-1. But yeah, that really surprises me. I would have thought Mon Amour would have more fans than Pedestal. I am a big fan of both.
I love both. Like Mon Amour, I love the chutzpah that it takes to be like, yeah, we're gonna release our song in November. What about it? You know?
Yeah.
That takes some stones.
Just like your reaction was to Intention by Intelligent Music Project. You said,
Of
I love the
course.
chutzpah. That is so amazing that they did that.
I do admire the chutzpah, you know? I admire good chutzpah. What can I say? You know, I'm a chutzpah admirer, Lauren, you know?
I used to really hate people that I didn't hate the people, but I hated the usage of the word chutzpah because it's supposed to be pronounced with the second syllable stressed. It's chutzpah.
Oh, but that not in Yiddish, girl.
Well, in Yiddish, it's not an actual word.
Yes, it is.
It's
You'd
a word
say-
in Hebrew. It's a root.
Girl, that's like saying that elite is not a word in English because it's a French word.
No.
Meow.
No.
What are you saying?
Chutzpah is a Hebrew word from the root chetzadipe. It has a verb in Hebrew, leitchatzef. Or I can say you are chatzufa if you are being rude. And then chutzpah is the Hebrew gerund from that verb. That's not a thing in Yiddish, which is an Indo-European language.
It is a thing in Yiddish, girl.
It's a loan word.
That's like 85% of English words that don't make them any less
but English
valid.
doesn't have roots. I'm saying the word chutzpah
Yiddish-
is ingrained in the logic.
Yiddish
the
does not
Hebrew
have
language.
roots. Yiddish, you know, but I mean, in Yiddish, it's chutzpah. You know, it's not even chutzpah; it's chutzpah or
Mhm.
chutzpah in like what was the Western dialect of Yiddish. You know, I'm not pulling this
Okay.
out of my ass. Ich spreche Yiddish. You know,
Mhm.
I did an entry in Yiddish in KLE 26.
I know.
Yeah,
And
I know what I'm
yet-
talking about.
And yet, Yiddish, some words in Yiddish are taken over from Hebrew, and some developed from Yiddish into Hebrew. And in this case, you would be right to say chutzpah, which is the original word, and not the way that they say it in Yiddish. Just like you would say, hors
It's like
d'oeuvre. You would
That's
say
like-
hors d'oeuvre, and you would not say hors d'oeuvre.
Say order
You would say hors d'oeuvre.
And- long and shit like Aviera would not say hors d'oeuvre because I'm pedantic. What can I say? But multiple people do.
Say
You know?
No, we
No?
lost you, Aviera.
You can get all.
No, we don't hear Aviera.
Hey, what? 1 second.
No, we heard you say what.
Can you hear me?
Hello.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. The loan came from the loan word in English, chutzpah, comes from Yiddish. It did not come from direct from Hebrew. So it's like saying, oh, the word key should be pronounced chelgon because it comes from Gaulish originally. The fact that we got it from French don't matter. But anyway, I believe that this conversation.
You're ignoring what I'm saying.
You're ignoring
In
what I'm
Hebrew,
saying,
there's
but
a
anyway,
logic
girl,
behind the word chutzpah.
I believe we should go back on the topic at hand because
Okay, so you have
Unless
chosen
you're-
you prefer Czechia to France.
chosen after careful consideration of 10 seconds. Yeah. But no, it is
That
more
has
my
nothing to do with the physical appearance of the artist. I'm outing you as a
As a
an
what?
Ico simp.
As an Ico what?
Simp.
Do not call me a simp. I'm not a simp of anyone.
Okay, I'm calling you out as an Ico physical appearance appreciator.
I'm an aficionada of Ico. What can I say?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But no, I prefer the song musically as well. But it is the fact that she's incredibly beautiful a bonus. Yes.
It is rough live, to be honest.
Wow.
Which France is not. France is incredible live.
Here's
but
the difference.
song-
Here's the difference,
Yeah.
girl. That's a spurious comparison, given that France would. I mean, if Aiko had performed this like the songs of ESCZ or whatever the hell it's called, if it were performed like ESCZ of a couple years back when they were in a studio, then I imagine it would be better live vocals because the audio from that hall or like nightclub was total ass,
Well, they have 5 months to improve it.
So I have, not, I'm not saying that I've been through every single video on Aiko's YouTube, but I have been through every single video on the YouTube, and there's live singing of hers, and it's heavenly. So
Well, I'm all
Yeah.
hopes. I'm all hopes.
I'm extremely hopeful. But yes, wow.
So, I do have to say I very much disagree with you on the contest for the hottest Eurovision 2023 24 the hottest
Wait.
Eurovision 2024 participant.
Well, there's only two people, but we already disagree on number one and number two.
No, I the reason being that I'm very much attracted to Slimane.
Oh wow, I don't get
Not
it.
so much for Aiko at all.
I do not get that. Like, I do not get it. Whereas Aiko, brr, oh my god.
What about Aiko? I don't know. Until you said it, I didn't even think of her as someone who could be attractive.
Stuns me. Yeah, she's gorgeous. Like, what? I don't understand how you can say Aiko is not and Slimane is.
I look at them, and that's how it is.
Girl.
Okay, so we share a winner for Eurovision 2024 so far. Let's see
In
how
terms
long
of
that
song.
continues. In terms of song, not in terms of Miss/Mr. Eurovision.
Yeah, well,
I do think we
Spo-
regularly don't. But that's also interesting to look at. Who was
let's
your
have
winner
a-
of 2023?
in terms of my favorite song or in terms of the hottest?
We'll have to do both.
It was both the same.
It was both Serbia.
Yeah. Oh my god.
I understand you in both respects. I understand about the song more, but he would be up there as well for my in the other list. Yeah, no, my favorite is Australia.
In terms of the song or the
in terms of the song.
Yeah.
I don't find any of the 40-something old members of the band particularly to my taste.
Well, quelle surprise, you know. Again with the ageism, the first thing you'd mention is they're old.
There are some older Eurovision participants that I would definitely
You would definitely what? That? I do not say what is that?
It's how you go when someone is attractive. Who is my
Don't-
I guess it's Alessandra.
Wait, of
Alessandra is
2020.
beautiful.
Really?
She's gorgeous.
Oh, I don't get it. I do not get it. And usually I get
She's
most
not the of my many Miss Eurovisions, she's not the hottest, but of this edition I would say she is.
You know what? 2023 was extremely atypical for me because I had an extreme appreciation for Luke Black.
Mm-hmm.
But
I noticed.
Did you?
Yes, I did.
Huh. Whereas I don't think I had much of a girl crush that year, except the rapper from Vesna, but then they took away her style.
Yeah, that I understand.
Yeah, I don't know why they made everybody dress the same, because when the music video came out, I was like, you know, oh my god.
You see, you do make that sound. Okay, in 2022, we definitely have the same winner, for sure.
Of the song contest, Contracta.
Of the song contest. I like that I asked you what your favorite song is, and you're like, wait, are you talking about the attractiveness of the artist? Or
well,
that's a valid question.
Well, you started it.
My winner of Miss Eurovision 2022 is not a question.
Oh,
you know who it is. I was fucking swooning.
Oh, of course. I've been, yeah. Oh my god.
Probably Brooke Scullion. Probably my biggest Eurovision crush of all time.
Yeah, you were bad for her. That's you could do a whole podcast about that.
I could. Oh my god.
Wow.
3 months later, I met the love of my life, and I'm now engaged to her. But yeah, Brooke Scullion, like the person I've been second most in love with in my life.
Ooh, it's hard.
But
it's hard for
my
me.
winner of the song contest is Serbia, as is yours.
Yeah, I'm not sure who I'd say about I would guess one of the sister. You know?
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I love them.
I don't particularly remember how they look, quite frankly, but they do have that Nordic glow about them.
They do, yeah. What icons?
Well, who's to stop you from your Miss Eurovision being all three sisters at once?
No, I'm not greedy. You know that. No.
2021 winner.
Where is Luke Black? Gotta be on top. What 2021 winner?
Yes.
So my 2021 winner is Manija.
So yeah, that's very close for me. My winner remains Italy for now. For now, and we'll
Yeah.
see how that lasts.
Yeah, I try not to think about the tragic music that Måneskin have made since then.
Yeah, it hasn't been fantastic. Who is
Yeah,
my
it's been-
Mr. Eurovision? Who is yours? Is yours an easy decision?
Who would you guess?
Who would I guess?
Yeah.
Well, I have to decide on mine. This is not an easy one. Because there's not one that jumps out at me as like I have a crush on this artist, because I don't have one on anyone here. Which, like, what a weird year, am I right? I usually don't go to Eurovision if I'm not obsessed with one of the artists. Oh, I didn't go to this Eurovision, so I guess that explains it.
Only go if you want to like be forever with one of the artists.
Would
But, yeah.
you? Who would you be into? A lot of people said Ukusuvista is like Mr. Eurovision, but I don't see it at all.
Oh fuck no!
Oh fuck no! I'm glad you're with me on that.
I mean, a girl. You know my taste in men. I think.
Like
Or-
soft and supple.
Like my taste in like consuming them.
What?
Soft and it's like I want soft meat. It's like, it just sounds terrible.
It's you that said that. I just said you wanted.
You
soft
said that.
feminine men.
Soft. I thought you said soft and supple.
Soft and supple.
Oh, that sounds like you're rating the meat. It's like, yeah.
Okay.
No,
Are
tell
you
me.
maybe a Leslie Roy aficionada?
Yes.
You are.
Yes, I am.
The amount of purring should be illegal.
It's not
Well, for
purring.
me, 3 Måneskin members are in contention. Well, no, not 3 of them. Like 2 of them.
I mean, I would say,
But
yeah.
a third one is also a pretty close third. No, I'm sorry. Damiano and Victoria are very attractive people.
Victoria is, Damiano is, he was,
And then what happened?
then he cut his hair off, and yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm talking about in Eurovision. Yeah, no.
In Eurovision,
his hair was it.
It was.
But I'd have to say, well, it's either Eden Elena or Jean-Guy McCoy for me.
Jean-Guy is my fellow of the edition.
Jean-Guy is tasty.
Jean-Guy, yes. Jean-Guy can grow near. Oh, yeah, Jean-Guy is great.
Don't complete that sentence.
I'm not going to. I have no intention of completing it.
Ooh, Stephanie also kind of made her way to my heart at like specifically the turquoise carpet.
Oh, she's too young. She reminds me of my sister, which is never a good thing for me to fall for someone.
A good thing for you to be attracted to, yeah.
Yeah, which I'm not. In fact, I go the opposite way this year in finding somebody deeply attractive who is older than me.
Oh, I forgot about Effendi.
Okay, Effendi.
I forgot about Effendi. I'm sorry. I am more attracted to Effendi than I am to Eden or Zhanggu.
No, that's
Yeah, that's gonna go
that's
to
a glow
Effendi.
down. That's a glow down.
I'm sorry. She is so pretty and she is so short.
Lift upable. That's a
She is lift
important
upable, yeah.
criterion for you. But
Yeah.
no,
She
I
is
love
short and thin and of a weird nationality.
the highlights.
Yeah.
But
it's
what was I gonna say? I'm really appreciate. I'm an aficionado of Heike as well. You know.
I imagined because nevrpart.
Oh, girl, not this theory of yours.
My theory is back because you can't make me think otherwise.
People
2020 in terms of Miss and Mr. Eurovision is very similar to the 2021 contest, but with the addition of people like Ulrike, Alicia, and Elisa into the mix.
Wait, say that again. Who is in your contention?
Well, the contention remains, Effendi just beating out Edna Lena and Jean-Guy McRoy, but Ulrike, Alicia, and Elisa are all very attractive women who did not return for a second year.
Oh, I don't get most of them. Ulrika just gives me Tory vibes, that's the vibes I
Tory
get from her.
vibes.
Tory vibes, yeah.
Well, Attention's a pretty right-wing entry.
I agree.
It's a right-wing entry that I like.
I find it cloying, like, yeah, give me your attention. I'm just this pathetic girl, I need your attention.
Attention, a little care.
Wow. Yeah, I unironically prefer that attention,
I do too. What do you mean unironically?
I mean what I meant, It's a bit of a
What
disaster.
Does it mean? Is Attention a joke entry?
It's a joke entry, but it is a bit disastrous, let's face it.
It's disastrous in the best way possible. I love that.
It's a disaster, Bob, it is. So,
I love it so much.
Ulrika, I don't get. Alicia with her blackfishing.
I am going to cut a bit into the future. Vilja Mataciunaite, Miss Eurovision 2014.
Oh, I don't get that, especially with that dress sense. Woof.
I love it. I'm obsessed with it.
Wow, Lauren,
I would wear
choices.
it in drag.
Choices. But yeah, Alicia with her blackfishing. Yeah, no, thank you. And then,
I mean, if she were black, she would be very attractive.
If my mother had wheels, she could be a bicycle.
Okay, but you get what I'm saying. Looking at her physically, you're like, oh, okay, very attractive person. Oh, wait, she's pretending to be black? Oh,
no,
that's peculiar.
She does not do it for me, even if she had been black. It's just not up my avenue.
Sadly, very black passing.
Wow.
To the point where I did think she was black, and then I found out she wasn't.
Who do you think is my pick of this year? Well, number one, my winner. You know my winner, right? In terms of the song,
winner in 2020 would be Ukraine.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. So is mine. And your Miss. Wait, is your Miss Eurovision 2021 actually Leslie Roy?
Wait. I said incorrect. Ukraine is high, but it's not my favorite song.
Ukraine is not your winner.
My winner is Grow.
Oh, okay. Slay. That's a great choice.
That song just breaks me down in the best possible way.
However, prefer Birth of a New Age quite heavily to that.
I mean, that's like comparing a good steak and a nice, fruit salad. They're both good in different ways.
Did you just call Birth of a New Age a fruit salad?
It is very fruity in the best possible way. But Leslie Roy does not do the double. No. Well, she might not even do the
She-
single because I'm kind of more obsessed with Heike, actually. You know,
With
with Heike
Heike?
in
Okay.
2021, but in 2020, no, there's somebody else.
Ooh.
Oh wait! Somebody might do the double actually.
Oh.
But it's yeah.
Oh.
But actually, no.
Damn.
I think 2021.
Just tell us all your thoughts. I can't guess with everything that's going on in your mind.
I thought you said you could at all times. That's what you said.
I cannot.
Wow, I'm disappointed.
Who
But
is
yeah.
it doing the single or double?
I would say 2021 actually could be Katarina.
Katarina? Who is Katarina?
Of Go Away.
Oh, Katarina. Okay. The way you said it made me think it was like Katarina from Portugal.
Because it's Katarina, no? I don't know.
Katarina.
Anyway.
Yes. Okay,
But
I don't
she-
get it at
but-
all.
But she didn't appeal so much in 2020, but in 2021, blah. But yeah. And then 2020 could be Leslie, or it could be No, I think 2020 is Leslie, yeah.
Vamos.
Yeah.
I'm giving Jean-Gu like
Honorary.
like an honorable mention.
Yeah.
Because yeah, that was I definitely thought of him quite a lot during Eurovision 2020 and 21. But yeah, if we're going by who's more attractive, it's offending.
Kacper of Poland asks Poire Noir, what do you think about this erasure of your nevrpart? Well, she's
Luca
pretty.
is beautiful. Luca is
She's
beautiful.
She's a little bit young for me, but yeah, she is beautiful.
Enough with the young. Enough with the young.
What do you mean enough of the young?
Well, now I'm scared of saying things that sound very like right wingy. I was about to say if she's 18 or older, it's fine. But yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go by by legal age on this one.
Oh my
Because
word!
I think Stefania was under 18 in 2020. Right?
I think so. Yeah.
But I was 18, so it really is fine. Yeah, she was 17 and I was 18. So I think it's fine for me. It's not fine for you. But Luca Krausfuchs is like 23.
True. While she is beautiful, yes. EV podcast digging holes, says Kacper.
Yeah, I was definitely starting to dig a hole there, but I think I got out of it. Who's your 2019 winner?
My 2019 winner is, well, I thought you knew this.
I am pretending not to know for the
For the sake of the
podcast.
suspense.
Play along.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Who's your winner of 2019?
She says with utmost anticipation to know this information for the first
Do
time.
tell.
Tlimovich. Gordon Osiris.
That is a slay. It is my second.
Ooh, what's your first?
It is place number 2 of mine. And my winner is Slovenia. Sebi.
Oh, that's a good shout as well. Yeah.
It is an eatery. Yeah. Telemovic is my second. And Hatred Stigra, I guess, is my third.
That's very good podium. Yeah.
Miss and Mr. Who are Miss and Mr.?
Good question.
I guess
question.
since we're bisexual hosts, we may as well choose one of each.
No, girl, because there's some years that, well, you know, my bisexuality is limited.
It's fragile.
It's fragile. Yeah, let's face it. Well, after what you said earlier as well, before we went on air,
What did I say?
you said that I'm ashamed, which is not true.
No, when you talk about Luke Black, you're so shy. And when you talk about what you just tweeted about Aiko, you were just, she is so hot. And you would never say that about Luke Black.
Well, but anyway, so let's see, 2019.
I have a bit of a soft spot for Alexandra Rotan, which I understand is very right wing of me, but but she's pretty. She appeals to the lesbians.
We go. Oh wow! Look.
Thank you, Alexa. I weirdly don't find Alexa attractive. I only find Alexandra Rotan attractive.
What?
Actually, yeah, I am going to say this on record on a podcast that's going to go on Spotify. I actually hit on Elliot Vassanier when he was here.
What? The Belgian guy?
Yeah, we were at a club together and we talked. And
wow.
I wanted to give him my number and I never did. He kind of like derailed the conversation from there.
Guess what?
I wasn't into him as in like, if I could date anyone in Eurovision 2019, who would you date? Elliot. It wasn't like that, but I was into him in the kind of like, oh my god, I'm talking to a Eurovision participant kind of way. And it was the day after he NQ'd.
Oh my god. Well, had he qualified, maybe you'd end up being together.
I'm sure not, but okay.
Well, what was I going to say?
Chingiz.
What about him?
The Chingiz, I am so attracted to him.
Do not get that. I do.
Oh my god, is Azerbaijan my winner 3 years in a row? I hate myself.
Wow, that means studying, Lauren. You know.
I think I'm kind of into Azeri people.
Evidently.
Who did they send in 2022? I was definitely not into their 2023 representatives. But 2022, who did they send?
2022 was that guy with that bland ass Fade to Black.
Oh, yeah. Oof, yeah. What was his name even? Fade to Black.
It was like... I forget, he was so bland.
I can't even remember his name. I can tell you, yeah, it was Nadir.
Oh my god, Katzper says no Mickey Nunez thirsting, which is ironic because I can't stand this guy, Mickey Nunez.
Yeah, no, I don't. Nadir Stamle.
Like, this guy, every single photograph of his almost, he's showing his fucking armpits.
Yeah, no, I don't get the hype. I don't get the hype at all.
Showing his fucking... I just imagine the stench of his armpits is just disgusting, you know?
2018, can I just have 3 winners?
Pero I haven't said my 2019.
Well, I don't care about you as much as I care about me.
Well, you will listen.
I Love You, But I Love Me More by Smokey Bryan.
Well, that came into my head at the exact same time.
Exactly.
That's so funny. But yeah, what was I going to say? No, 2019. Let's see how well your read of me is calibrated. Who would you say?
Who would I say your Mr. Eurovision 2019 is?
Yeah.
So I've decided mine is Chingiz. Yours.
Knowing that in 80% of the years, at least, there is no Mr.
Yeah. I would say Panda might be your type. I would say Nevena Božović might be your type.
Oh, Nevena, definitely, yeah. Panda, kind of. But I
don't really see anyone else.
I actually met somebody like you did, and I was like crushing on them from that year, and they were also a non-qualifier.
It was a non-qualifier? Well, the vast majority of non-qualifiers were men.
No, I wasn't crushing on a man.
Yeah, so that leaves very, very few people. The only women who NQ'd were the Quartet of Tulia, which I guess you're not talking about.
No.
Ano Dobescu,
No.
who you're probably not talking about.
No, I'm not. Yeah.
Esther Peoni could be your type.
Yes, 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 yes.
It was her?
Yeah, I met her in
That is
Madrid.
a very slay crush.
Met her in Madrid and we were talking, and she listened to my cover of On a Sunday.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And she was like, I'm so touched. I can't believe somebody's done this. You know?
That's
And
so
she was
slay.
lovely.
You
She
know,
was lovely.
which non-qualifier listened to my cover and really appreciated it?
Brooke Scullion.
Brooke fucking Scullion.
I knew it. But yeah, I met actually a bunch of people from Eurovision 19.
Mm-hmm.
I met
Where?
Hatari as well. In Madrid.
I met Hatari in where? Where did I meet Hatari? Oh, in Israel, yeah, in Eurovision 2019 in Israel.
Oh, I met them, and they were surrounded by like fanboys and girls
Mhm.
and NBs,
As always.
and they were looking pretty peeved. And they went for a smoke, and I was just standing there waiting for Esther Penny to arrive.
Uh-huh.
And I didn't really, approach them much. And then I was like, "Oh, you guys are Hattery, cool." And we talked, and they were
Cool.
really
You're
nice.
not fucking Esther Penny.
Exactly. Although they are pretty hot as well,
So
I will
is she your
say.
Miss Eurovision?
Esther Peony that year,
Mm.
I would say yes. Yeah.
Okay, if I have to crown a Miss Eurovision for this year, it's definitely not Alexandra Rotan, even though I had like moments of fondness.
Moments of fondness.
Carlotta Truman.
Again?
Mm-hmm.
Carlotta What? Who?
Do you not know who that is?
Carlotta
Yes.
Truman.
Yes.
Who the fuck is that?
She's the most liftable participant of Eurovision 2019.
Carlotta Truman?
Yes.
And who is she part of?
She's the blonde of sisters.
Oh.
She's very small, which I appreciate.
We've established. Yeah. Wow. I didn't realize she was small. I didn't realize she was your type. But then now I know. She was small.
Yes. Yes. But no, Chingiz is more attractive to me.
Yeah, I do not
Like-
get you on either of them. But there we go.
Like Chingiz is massive, and like I'm kind of like I'm biting my tongue not to say very explicit things about Eurovision artists, but Chingiz has force. He has the ability to do forceful things, and that is something that I appreciate. While Carlotta is the complete opposite in that she is very small, and I like that as well.
The extremes, yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
2018. Can I have 3 winners?
That's greedy.
Well, no. If it were for Miss Eurovision, it would be greedy. But I'm talking about the best songs.
Oh, okay. I know one of them is Hungary, right?
One of them is definitely Hungary.
The other two? Let's think. Hmm.
I'm glad that Hungary is the one that is like associated with me. Like, you know that Hungary is one of my winners.
Oh, I do. And I remember that MV song you wrote about Urs.
Mm-hmm.
That was really touching, you know? Wow. Not a believer, but in the end, I believe in this, my friend.
Oh, it's
Gives me
it's
chills.
one of the deaths that hit me the hardest ever.
That's very understandable. Yeah, yeah.
I was, you know, when it happened, by the way, Ursh's
When did it
death
happen?
on my birthday.
Oh,
It was my
oh.
19th birthday. We were in lockdown. In it, like Israel was under lockdown. February 2021, and we had a small birthday party for me. It was February 6th. My birthday is February 4th. We had a small birthday party for me, and Jack Lawson came, and we were just talking about Eurovision, and my brother Biter came into the room, and we all found out the news together from like a notification from ESC Insight or whatever it was that I was subscribed to at the time on Twitter, and they just stopped functioning. And Biter was like, "Wait, no, I had something to say to you," and I was like, "Nothing is important right now." And I just had the worst birthday of my life. But I couldn't even think of like this being a bad birthday. I was unable to function for a few days.
I've been there
So fucking
before.
hard. Aviesh was my favorite artist for like the 2-3 years after Eurovision 2018, and
That's
I
valid.
didn't know he was ill.
That is so fucking devastating. Yeah. But yeah, your other favorites. Well, I know, like me, you think Mal is amazing, so maybe that's one.
That is one.
And the other one, uh,
The other one is the one
maybe
that was my winner ever since 2018 and until quite recently. It's the one that's on paper regarded as my winner of 2018.
Portugal. Or
It is
yes,
Portugal. It is Portugal.
well, that's a great entry too. Like all three of those are very high in my top, and one is my winner.
All three of them broke my heart in various degrees. Albania broke my heart lightly by confirming participation, Israel calling, and then not showing up due to passport issues. Portugal broke my heart more heavily by placing last, and Hungary broke my heart irreparably on February 6th, 2021.
Oof.
Your favorite of the three being Albania?
Yes. Yeah. And guess what? Oh my God. 2018 is the only year of wait. Phoenix is saying it's always Mickey Nunez thirsting season. No way.
Not for us. Not for us.
That's gross. No. That is gross. That is gross. But yeah, what was I going to say? It's the only ESC event I've been able to attend live. Was 2018 because obviously Lisbon, and I got tickets to the family show, and I was just praying, Albania qualify, please. I need to see this song live. You know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and it did, and I was just enraptured. And I would. Do you know Maika Barbero?
No.
Don't know her?
No, who is that?
Maika Barbero is maybe this is just a Spanish fandom thing.
Mm-hmm.
An icon, a legend, a queen, unreplaceable, figure of the Spanish fandom. She was in one of our terrible national finals, the one that Do It For Your Lover won, 2017. And she was the
Eurovision.
Yeah, she was the rocker. uh, with Momento Critico, which is a great song. And
Okay.
she was also like one of the most famous Eurovision, I was gonna say Eurovision vloggers, and she'd like critique all the songs, and we knew each other. I met her in Madrid as well, and the moment that like Mal qualified, we both like cried. Like it was just, oh my god, yeah, it was like fucking hell. And I'll be able to see this song. And yeah, I was there in the stadium. People thought I was Albanian. You know,
Huh?
I overheard somebody saying, "Must be Albanian." Because I was by
Oh,
far the only
girl,
one going.
when I was in JSC 2021 in Paris, I was sitting next to Yonida Malici herself.
Oh wow,
You did not know that?
I do. And Jack Lawson was there.
Yeah. And
The-
Deben Adaremi and a bunch of other people. But yeah, it was a very, very crowded random stand. And it was essentially the Albanian stand. We were all sitting where all the fans from Albania were. And whenever, what was that even? I don't even remember what the entry was. Albania JSC 20. It was not something. It was something against bullism.
Oh, that was a great song. Which
Stand
year?
By You.
Stand by you. I promise I stand by
Stand
you.
By You. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great song.
Albania JSC 2021 came 14th. We
Deserve
were
better.
every time it was like on the recap or performed or like every mention of Albania, there were just violent screams from everyone around us. Average age 15. And the whole stand was just shaking. It was like an earthquake. Albanian fans are loud.
Well, I was making the noise of like
I
all
had
the
to support
Albanian
that
fans.
entry, even though it was like my 15th place.
It was your 15th, girl. That's shocking. Which reminds me, we were going to talk about Junior Eurovision, but we've been talking for like...
without the Miss Junior Eurovision, for sure.
Oh, girl, don't even. That's a horrendous joke. But we should probably leave it to the next episode because we've been going for like 2.5 hours at this point.
Yes. But just let's cover Miss and Mr. Eurovision 2018. Honestly, that might be Ogan Bushpepa for me as well.
Oh wow. I have an appreciation
There is
for him.
There is nothing that attracts me more than a belt, a successful belt in the 5th octave.
That is legit, to be fair.
Stunning.
That is legit.
Stunning. Breathtaking.
Is bois. Oh, well,
When he performed in Madrid in the pre-party and suddenly pulled out those high notes, I was like, we're doing it. We're qualifying.
Yeah, that was the best like bloke doing vocals in several years, for sure.
I think maybe my favorite vocalist ever, actually.
That is so true.
Vocally,
so good.
Vocally, one of the best entries ever, for sure.
Watching this being performed live was a religious experience, you know?
Mm.
Yeah, so...
one that I also had like a soft spot for was one of the members of Balkanica. Danica.
Which one is
Danica
that?
Krstić.
You're saying this to me like it means something to me. Which one?
Like dark brown hair. Short.
That was like 2 or 3. Oh! Yeah, she's super pretty. Fair play.
She's the one that did the...
Yeah.
in between
That's
the verses.
That's one of the best parts of the. I've got a clear winner for this in both the men and the women.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That'll be a nice one to round this podcast up with.
yeah. The hints of my errant bisexuality are.
Ooh, we're
here.
talking about right wing and left wing entries.
Yeah,
You know what's the most right wing entry in the history of Eurovision?
I Won't Break.
Outlaw in 'Em by Waylon. The single most right wing entry.
No. It's just
The
country.
single most right wing entry in the history of Eurovision.
Girl, that's not fair. That's not
Why?
fair.
Why?
It's country music. That's like center-right populist. You know?
No. Country music is already right wing.
No,
And then
girl,
there's
girl,
blaxploitation, and
Girl.
Waylon is a confirmed racist.
girl, you're talking about right wing in terms of your other criteria, which we'll talk about in the next podcast. You weren't
We
talking about
shall,
the
we shall.
people, but like, I mean, girl, the first
To
music I
support Waylon, you have to be pretty extreme right wing.
Waylon. I love
Waylon?
the yeah, Waylon.
Waylon. Because he's always Waylon about his results.
I think he's always Waylon in bed, from what I've heard.
Okay.
Okay,
And your Mr. and Miss Eurovision?
so my Mr. is Ermal.
Ermal.
Yeah.
Wow. Peculiar choice.
The way you said that, like with some kind of pharyngeal action there, like Ermal. Ermal.
It was me going into guttural voice.
Yeah. Oh.
I could not believe.
Can't believe.
My
How can you-
ears were hearing, but my mind wasn't receiving.
Like, no, Ermal is. Wow.
Ermal
There we
is
go.
bottom 5 on
¿Qué
the
dice?
list of the entire year.
¿Qué dices? ¿Qué dice?
Okay, maybe
Oh.
more taste on the Miss Eurovision one. There's a lot of pretty women that year.
Or taste dices? I mean, wow. The guy. I mean, he's reduced in the last few years. But
Let's move on from Ermal Meta. Who is your Miss Eurovision 2018?
Miss Eurovision 2018
You can
Is
hardly
all-
go wrong with this.
is also pretty clear.
It's-
Any guess?
I don't know. Would you? Because I definitely know which ones are my. I have an idea.
Wait. You said that my taste in men was for men that are supple.
Yes,
What's that even mean?
Ermal is very subtle. Subtle. No, it's very supple.
Oh.
They have like clear skin, and they're like well kept, and they're fragile. You don't like ones that could rail you. You like ones that you could lift. That's what it is.
Yeah, like, well, to be.
You could lift Luke Black. You could lift Ermal Meta.
I could, and I would.
You could not lift Django McCoy, which is why he's the odd one out.
Yeah.
But he is cute, though. He does have like a cute face.
He does. So what's my take in women then?
I was thinking maybe Emily Sat.
No, I mean generally.
Oh, what is your flavor in women?
Yeah, if men is supple.
Your women are like confident lesbians. Ones that would wear a suit, and you would be like, "Wow, them."
Yeah, I love that. Brr. But yes.
So I was thinking Emily Sat.
Oh, she's top 3 for sure.
She is top 3. Okay.
Yeah.
So who completes the top 3?
So she's number 2.
She's number 2.
Yeah. Number
Who's number
3
3?
is Lea.
Lea.
Yeah, Cirque.
Oh, last week. Okay. I don't particularly get it, but yeah. Okay. Cool.
Number 1 is Laura Rizzotto.
Laura Risotto. Oh my god.
Oof.
Yes.
Wow.
No, I was
Wow.
watching that semifinal. Bear in mind, I was 16. I was watching that semifinal, and I just melted onto the floor watching her in that red dress. It was
that dress. Yeah, it is gorgeous.
the material dreams are made of.
Oh my god. It's oof.
I have a little fluttering in my heart thinking back to that moment.
Me too. Oh,
Laura
I wish
Risotto.
she would return. She deserved so much better.
I don't wish she would return, but I wish she would model in that red dress.
I wish I could get a copy of it, you know.
To do drag. To do drag in.
Dragon?
To
Girl?
do drag in.
No.
Why not?
To do walking around and hi, my name is Aviera in. Not drag.
Would you wear that in the middle of the street? It's a little too, like, both extravagant and sultry. People will be bewildered.
Well, yeah, I'll enchant them. I don't know. I'd wear it on a date.
It is no, I'm sorry. It's a bit much.
Girl, you're gonna police my cupboard?
It has a train.
My
It
wardrobe?
has a train. You're not gonna wear it in the street. It's lace.
Why? You're policing my wardrobe, are you,
Oh my god.
Lauren?
Is it an overall? It's not even a dress.
No puede ser.
It is an overall.
No.
It's a very sexy overall.
I
But
never
I'm
thought
sorry,
I'd
that's
hear.
lesbian. That's lesbian as fuck.
What is?
This sultry overall.
Yeah. Brr. But yes. Brr. This is. Woo.
Yeah, so this has been a Laura Risotto Eurovision 2018 appreciation post. With that, we
Yes.
conclude our podcast for tonight.
The best way
guess
to
she would be my
conclude.
Miss Eurovision. If my Mr. Eurovision is Eugen Bushpepa, my Miss Eurovision would probably have to be Laura Risotto.
Well, we finally agreed on one.
We finally agreed.
The power of the overall.
And we definitely have greed, as we've shown in this podcast. Anyway, it is 1:28 a.m. Israel time, and it is time to clock out. Thank you all for having been here for this amazing episode of the Eurovision podcast, and see you again on a Wednesday. Who knows? Next Wednesday, a Wednesday 3 weeks into the future, a Wednesday in the year 2025. Who knows?
Yes. See you soon.
On a Wednesday.
On a Wednesday?
On a
Wednesday.
Exactly.
Love it. Love
Thank
it.
you all, and bye-bye.